very good morning and many thanks for joining us for Friday edition of Sports Today on ABS TV. My name is Ike Mwokede, and what a weekend it promises to be. Before that, there has been a very action-packed week from the Champions League to the Europa League, and we are gradually getting into the weekend, and it promises to be busy and fun-filled. On today's show, we'll be looking at a whole lot of things, at grassroots football at its best. There's a program coming up tomorrow at the Oka City Stadium. It's a grassroots program of the Anambra State Sports, Anambra State Football Association under the leadership of Mr. Chike Iluenyosi. Also on the show, we'll go to Onitsha and talk about the Remy Uche Soccer Challenge, which enters the quarterfinal stages this weekend, to be precise. And then again, we'll talk about Team Anambra's participation at the Southeast Zonal Elimination in preparation for the National Sports Festival to be hosted by Delta State. And then we'll talk about Formula 1. Tennis news will also feature on the show. Europa League results of matches played on Thursday. And then we'll serve you fixtures of league matches across major leagues in Western Europe. I will focus on France, Germany, Spain, Italy, and in England on the sports show. Now, let's kick off the show. Let's start with the first story on the show. Let's talk about the grassroots football program coming up this weekend. Is a program offered the Anambra State Football Association. Yes, let's tell you that in line with his manifesto of developing football at the grassroots level, Anambra State Football Association, under the chairmanship of Mr. Chikelo Ilenyose, is inviting all football clubs, academies, boys and girls, schools, coaches, and other football stakeholders in the state to the unveiling of the Anambra State grassroots football development programs that will show the roadmap of what the state FA intends to do as regards the development of the game from the scratch. The ANSFA chairman disclosed that this event will be won like no other, as he promised an embrace of I'm getting it right now more than ever. For me, it is all about the next bigger superstar that will come out of our state. If we don't set up a proper grassroots football programs, we will likely miss footballers that will have made it big in the future. These programs will roll out this weekend, so dear to me, and that's why this event is won like no other in the state. I invite all football stakeholders to be there in their numbers. There will be distribution of football items by the state FA to club sites and academies. He said it's all about the hope of Anambra football, stated the chairman of the Anambra State Football Association. The epoch-making football event will happen this Saturday, the 8th day of October 2022 at the Oka City Stadium, and is expected to commence by 9 a.m. And all football clubs and academies are encouraged to come dressed in their outfit, as there will be gift items to be distributed to all teams that will honor this invitation. So that's an invitation coming through from the Anambra State Football Association under the leadership of Mr. Chikelo Ilenyos. Chief Chikelo Ilenyos, they fondly call the general. It's all about grassroots football development. He was a product of grassroots football development, and this time around he wants to give back to the society, and it's all happening tomorrow at the Oka City Stadium. We expect our clubs and academics to turn out a mass for this great football showpiece at the grassroots level, all made possible by the Anambra State Football Association. Say kudos to the chairman, Anambra State Football Association, talking about Chief Chikelo Ilenyose, the general. And let's move on to another aspect of football. Yes, you know that the finals, the season finale of the Oka South Football League was held sometime last month, and the Wilson FC of Okuno emerged champions of that. Well, let's tell you that Chief Vincent Igwe has emphasized on the need for government and public-spirited individuals in our society to invest in sports as a tool for Human Capital Development and Human Resource Management, Honorable Igwe made the remarks in a chat with sports writers in the aftermath of the just concluded maiden edition of the Oka South Football League. Igwe stated that the instrumentality of sports and recreation cannot be overemphasized, as it is one of the strongest unifier of our people from various tribes and ethnicity in the country. Nigerians are sports lovers. He said this has been demonstrated with football when our national teams are such as under 17, under 20, under 23 teams and Super Eagles are in action. You see that Nigerians are from different tribes and orientations come together as one to support and cheer our national team. Chief Emeka Vincent Igwe stated that it is time for the government to show interest in the sector, which is a multi-million naira industry. Most governments, both at the state and federal level, are yet to fully key into sports sector, which can serve as a form of income and generate a revenue for the government with the right business plan and model. More so, sports provides a platform to harness and unearth hidden talents in the hinterlands to showcase them to the world, which is what human capital development is all about. Yes, the PDP flag bearer for Oka North and South Federal Constituency at the upcoming general election in 2023 said the accomplished businessman turned a politician opined that if he eventually gets into the green chambers, one of his key points in human capital development will be using the instrumentality of sports to create jobs and engage the teaming youth of his constituency. He described the Oka South Football League initiative as a novel, as it has provided a platform to engage the youths in Oka and beyond, as well as creating an avenue for them to showcase their talents with a view to becoming stars of the nearest future. Igwe, who chaired the season finale of the Oka South Football League, won by the Wilson FC of Okpuno, which you are seeing on your screen right now, said that as a sports aficionado, he will lend support to any creative idea through sports engagement. He commended the board of the Oka South Local Football Council, led by Comrade Chekube Ofili, fondly known as Senior Man, and his team, while also describing the emergence of Chike Lo Ilenyosi, chairman, Anambra State Football Association, ANSFA, as a square peg in a square hole. So those were the comments of Chief Vincent Emeka Igwe. He was the chairman of the season finale of the Oka South Football League finale, and is the flag bearer for the party PDP at the upcoming elections. Well, we caught up with him in the aftermath of that match at the season finale, and he came to support the teams out there. He congratulated the Wilson FC. He talked about football development in the state and also using sports as a tool for social integration and also human capital development and human resource management. Let's get to hear the voice of Chief Vincent Emeka Igwe.
As fast and good as it should be, but a few individuals are coming together to make sure that things are done right, that the football league in Oka South is developed. And I'm very happy for the new chairman of Anambra State Football Association that just got on board. He's somebody that is well experienced. He has done a lot in the past, and I'm very certain he's going to take the Anambra State Football League to the next level. He was there when we did the finals for Oka South Football League. He was there and it was fantastic. It was, I would say, a breath of fresh air. It's something that we have anticipated for a very long time, and I'm lucky enough of some very bright men in Oka came together and decided to kickstart it. I pray it never stops. I will do my best to make sure it is sustained from my own end, but it's something that should be taken to the next level. It was it's just like what you have in other states in Nigeria. Okay, it was a good one. Very bright young people came on board, showcased their talents. Some veterans in football in Nigeria, from the days of Green Eagles, were there as spectators, picked interest in a few of them, and you can never tell where this will take them to, because I'm very certain that some of them will get endorsements on a professional level. Don't give up, okay? Nothing good comes easy. Don't also believe that the government will give you everything that you need. They need to also reach out to people that they believe can be of help to them. If government can't do it for you, there definitely will be some people out there that could. So my advice to them is don't give up. If you're certain you have great talent in aspect of football, don't give up. Keep playing. Don't stop playing. It's a part of human capital development. It's a great sport. It's a great sport. It keeps you healthy, it keeps you fit.
Mikel Igwe talking about the impact of sports, using sports as a veritable tool for social integration, and also using sports serving as a means of human resource management and human capital development. Yes, that's Chief Vincent Mikel Igwe is a strong promoter of sports, talking about the impact of sports. Yes, he was there during the season finale of the Oka South Football League, won by the Wilson FC of that football finale was organized by the Oka South Local Football Council under the leadership of Mr. Chekube Ofili and his team, and also the MOC chairman being no other person but Mr. Anayo Obiako. So this is good for football development, and also Chief Vincent Igwe promised that he will continue to support sports at the grassroots level. That's what we want to see, taking sports to the next level in Anambra State. And congratulations to the Wilson FC once again for emerging champions of the Oka South Football League, the maiden edition, and the season finale played at the Oka City Stadium. Well, moving away from that, let's go to Onitsha. Well, this one is making reviews. He has been in the news in the past couple of weeks, and we are gradually getting towards the closing stages of that competition. It's all about the Remi Uche Soccer Challenge, which is set to enter the quarter-final stage. And the Remi Uche Soccer Challenge is set to enter the quarter-final stages after the completion of the round of 16 programs. Yes, these are the results of our matches being shown on your screen right now. Yes, Jimbas FC defeated Ado Babes by 4-1. The match was played at the True by Bazu Stadium, Onitsha, and that was on Thursday, the 29th of September 2022. Elsewhere, Global FC played out a goalless draw against Omaba FC, but Global FC lost out at 8-9 on penalty, so Omaba FC are through. That match was played at the CKC field on Thursday, the 29th of September, while Akwa FC played out a 2-2 draw against Leeds United FC. The game went on to penalties, and Akwa FC defeated them 8-7 on penalties. The match was played at the CKC field on Onitsha. DJ Alonso defeated Ochoma FC by 1-0 in a match played at the Chube Bazu Stadium. It was Friday, the 30th of September. Elsewhere, Anambra Rovers lost 1-3 to the Gods FC. The match was played at the CKC field, and that was on Tuesday, 4th of October. Barak Bombers played out a 2-2 draw against St. Charles Selected FC. The game went on to penalties, and Barak Bombers defeated St. Charles FC by 4-3. You can see on your screen, and the match was played on Tuesday, the 4th of October. Oge Gold Multi Global FC defeated Peace FC by 1-0. The match was played at CKC field. Yes, Peace FC, we are quite wasteful in that match, and Oge Gold got just one chance, and we were able to bury it. Yes, our match was played on Wednesday, the 5th of October at CKC Field. And last but not the least, Unity FC lost 0-1 to Ozala FA. The match was played at the Modebe Field on Wednesday. Well, let's move over to the quarterfinal fixtures that you can see on your screen. Jimbaz FC will play Aqua FC. That match will be played on Sunday at the Modebe Memorial Secondary School Field. Omaba FC will take on DJ Alonso FC on Friday, the 7th of October at the CKC Field. The Gods FC is expected to trade tackles with Oge Gold Multi Global FC, and that match will be played on Saturday, the 8th of October at Modebe Memorial Secondary School Field. While the last but not the least, you can see Barak Bombers, as you can see on your screen, is expected to take on Ozala FA. That match will be played at the CKC Field in Onitsha. Well, it may interest you to know that the winner of this competition is expected to smile home with 3 million naira. The first runner-up will smile home with 1.5 million naira. The second runner-up, that's the third place team, will win 500,000 naira. There is something of a consolation for the fourth place team in the form of 150,000 naira. There are also individual awards like the highest goal scorer, the best behaved team, the highest goal scorer, like I made mention of, the most valuable player, the best goalkeeper, and all that will all be factored in there, and they have their different prizes according to the sponsor and the man bankrolling this, talking about Chief Remigius Uchenna Anyadike. So we anticipate the finals of the Remi Uche Soccer Challenge, which has been making real reviews at the grassroots level. 32 teams have started this some weeks back, and right now it is down to just 8 teams to feature in this weekend quarterfinal matches. Yes, 4 teams will go and 4 teams will stay on for the semi-finals, which will come in midweek, and then we anticipate that the finals will come in next weekend. It's all about the Remi Uche Soccer Challenge happening in Onitsha, being bankrolled and sponsored by Chief Remigius Uchenna Anyadike. And also kudos to him and kudos to Austin Kelechi, who is at the local committee LOC chairman there, and also John Obendo, the Onitsha North local football council chairman, ensuring that they dot their I's and cross the T's and having a hitch-free competition. So that's exactly what is happening in Onitsha as regards the Remi Uche Soccer Challenge. Well, let's move on to our next story. It's all about Team Anambra. Yes, Anambra State have begun preparations for the 21st edition of the National Sports Festival to be hosted by Delta State. Athletes and officials of Team Anambra arrived on Wednesday at the Dan Anyam Stadium Owerri to feature at the Southeast Zonal Elimination in anticipation of the forthcoming 2022 National Sports Festival to be hosted by Delta State. Yes, Team Anambra are featuring in 5 events: basketball male, beach volleyball male and female, football female, handball male, football male, or rather volleyball male and female, and the Southeast Zonal Elimination will end on Saturday, the 8th of October 2022. The anticipated 24th edition of the National Sports Festival will hold at the Asaba Delta State from the 28th of November to the 10th of December 2022. So we hope that Team Anambra will get the better of all the teams out there and qualify for the team event. That the likes of Ngozi Okoro you are seeing there, and Ujunwa Wankwo at the last National Sports Festival. They fought for Anambra for the combat sports of karate, and we hope this time around they will do more to get more medals in anticipation of that. So we'll continue to follow up on the stories as regards the Team Anambra's preparation for the National Sports Festival. Well, let's tell you away from that, the Super Falcons head coach in the person of Randy Waldrum has stressed that they are playing against a more competitive team this time around to shape the team to prepare well for the World Cup coming up in Australia and New Zealand come next year. Yesterday the Super Falcons took on the Japanese national team, and not the kind of result we wanted, as Japan defeated our Super Falcons by 2-0. So let them continue to play more friendlies and get better. We anticipate that next year's World Cup, the Super Falcons will get as much as the quarterfinals and semi-finals if need be. We wish them all the very best. Let's talk about former Super Eagles captain John Mikel Obi. Yes, former Super Eagles captain John Mikel Obi says picking Chelsea over Manchester United in a highly controversial transfer in 2016 was the best decision of his career. The midfielder, who retired last week at the age of 35, was the subject of a bitter dispute between the Red Devils and the Blues in 2005 rather, before signing for the latter the following year. His decision to move to London, having initially signed for Manchester United from Norwegian club Lyn Oslo, ultimately proved rewarding, and Mikel became one of the most decorated players, winning the UEFA Champions League, the Europa League, 2 Premier Leagues, 2 League Cups, 4 FA Cups in an 11-year spell, which ended when he left Stamford Bridge. That was in 2017. Away from Mikel, let's go to Liberia and tell you that Liberia's sports minister, Zioga Wilson, has blamed the country's football association for the disqualification of their men's side from the qualifiers for the Under-17 African Cup of Nations. The West African nation became the 3rd country to be thrown out of the regional tournament for cheating this week, after Djibouti and Sudan were expelled from East and Central African qualifiers, and Liberia were disqualified on Monday after 2 players failed MRI scan, which was being used by WAFO in line with CAF and regulations. Moving away from that, let's talk Formula 1 right now. So move on to more foreign stories. And Formula 1's governing body has delayed the publication of its inquiry into whether any team breached the sports budget cap last year. The FIA told the Formula 1 teams last week that it planned to issue certificates of compliance or otherwise on 5th of October. But the FIA said in a statement on Wednesday that it was a long and complex process that is ongoing. It will be concluded to enable the release of the certificates on Monday, 10th of October, the statement has stated. Quickly to tennis. In tennis, British number 1 Emma Raducanu has pulled out of the Transylvania Open in Romania with a wrist injury. The 19-year-old, whose father was born in Romania, reached the quarterfinals of the tournament last year. Raducanu has struggled with injuries during her first full year on the WTA tour. She has tried to build on her 2021 US Open. Most recently, she retired injured from her Korea Open semi-finals against Latvian Jelena Ostapenko. And now back to football. Let's tell you that Brazil will go to the World Cup on top of the chart of football. Come at this November, December, as we anticipate the World Cup. Brazil will go to the World Cup as the top ranking. They will be the top ranking team at the global showpiece coming up in Qatar. That's the story making the rounds this morning. Brazil are set for that one. They are set to be the number 1 team going into that competition. You know, the rankings was released just recently by FIFA on Thursday, and they are the only nation to have competed in every World Cup finals and will go into next month's tournament in Qatar, seeking a record extended 6th crown. The World Cup in Qatar starts on November 20 and is expected to end on December 18. So let's see what Brazil will do. It's also the last World Cup for Lionel Messi. He said it will be his last World Cup, and let's see if Lionel Messi will retire from football winning the World Cup. Yes, he has won the Copa America for the Albi Celeste. Let's see if he can do that for his team, Argentina. And now, quickly before we jet, let's go through the results of matches played in the Europa League. Last night in Group A was FC Zurich 1, PSV Eindhoven 5. Arsenal defeated Bodo and Glimt by 3-0. In Group B was Fenerbahce 2, Larnaca 0, Rennes 2, Dynamo Kiev 1. In Group C, Helsinki played out a 1-0 draw against Ludogorets Razgrad. Roma lost 1-2 to Real Betis. In Group D, Malmo FF 0, Union Berlin 1, Braga 1, Union Saint-Gallen 2. In Group E, FC Sheriff 0, Real Sociedad 2, Omonia Nicosia 2, Manchester United 3. In Group F, Stormgrass 0, Lazio 0, FC Midtjylland played out a 2-0 draw against Feyenoord. And in Group G was Freiburg 2, Nantes 0, Olympiacos 0, Karabakh FK 3. In Group H, it was Vena Vedes 4, Ferencvaros 1, and Monaco defeated Trabzonspor by 3-1. Well, that's all time will allow us on the show. We are out of time. We would have served you the league fixtures of matches, but I will come back on Monday with the results of matches to be played this weekend. That's the show this morning. Sports Today on ABS TV. My name is Ike Nwokedi from the entire team. Have a lovely weekend and keep sporting. Bye-bye now.